Hi, this is Presley with Discover You, and today I'm going to be taking you through the Atlas Scholars application. So I'm here on the application website. You can find this in your student portal. First, it has some eligibility things. We're going to have to keep scrolling to find the parts of the application. So here's all of the required materials. I'm going to go through this as quickly as possible, but also really want to show you each part because this is maybe a little different looking application than some traditional programs. So we have this application, which whenever I click on this, it's actually going to download. It's a Word document. So this is one part, this paper application almost, and we'll go through that in a second. And then we have this letter of recommendation. So you're going to need one recommendation. It can be from any types of people like this listed. And it's saying that your recommendation form, it needs to be submitted directly to the recommender. So you're going to click on this link. And this is the form that you are going to send to the person you're asking to write your letter of recommendation. Again, they have to submit all of their answers. So whenever you ask your math teacher or whoever to write this letter of recommendation, you're going to include this link once they say that they will. And it's going to ask them some basic information. And then, here's the part right where it gets into the actual recommendation part. So that's this form, right, that your recommender is going to fill out. And then we're going to have to include a transcript. That's going to go, sorry about that. That's going to go on this application here. I'll show you that in 1 second. And then we have this video introduction. You have to complete a 2-minute video on Flipgrid. So I'm going to right-click that. It's going to take me here to Flipgrid, right? And I can see it's for the Atlas Scholars application for this year, and you're going to either join with Microsoft or join with Google. I recommend you join with Google because for this application, they are asking that you have a Google account because you will be filling the application part is a Google Doc. And so I recommend you do the same email as you're doing for your online application. So that's the Flipgrid part. So now let me show you, right, like the online application. We're going to start with this one and actually go through it. So here's the application. To begin, it asks for some basic information, your email. Here's your first name, last name, your school. Use your official school name, so don't like shorten it or anything like that. Your phone number, your mailing address, your date of birth, your GPA. So it's asking you to do blank out of blank. So my GPA might be a 3.0 out of 4.0. If you do not know your GPA, or actually if your school does not give you a GPA, you can put NA if it's not available, but I highly recommend that you ask someone on campus who can help you find that. And then your class rank. So again, if you are 300 out of 380 students, you're going to put that. If your school does not do class rank, then you'll put NA. Here, how did you hear about Atlas Scholars? If you are watching this video, you heard about Atlas through Discover You. So you're just going to put Discover You here. Here it's asking who your recommendation is coming from. So again, your recommender is going to fill out their own link, but on your application, you need to put the first and last name of the person who's doing your letter of recommendation and then their email address. And then here we have the supplemental materials. So this is where you're going to upload your transcript. This is the PDF only. And so it's saying if you do not have a Gmail account to be able to upload files, you can email to info@Atlas Scholars with your full name, school, and contact information. So this is where I'm saying, right, using a Gmail account is preferred because you can easily upload the documents that they're asking. However, if you do not have a Gmail account, you can email it to this email. So you're going to do your transcript. It can be official or unofficial. And then you're going to upload your application, which, if you remember, is this paper application. So again, it needs to be a PDF, and I'll show you how to save Word documents as PDFs. And then same thing with the Gmail. And then here it's asking for your Flipgrid 2-minute video introduction. And here it's saying you'll have to pick whether you've already done your 2-minute introduction, whether you haven't recorded it yet, but you're about to, record it, or if you need help, like you've tried and you don't know how to do it, and you're struggling to get it recorded and uploaded. So you won't actually be uploading your Flipgrid to this online application, right? It's just going to be saved in the Flipgrid account, but you're going to need to put where you are. So once you have all of these things, then you're going to go on and hit submit. But let me go to this form. So this is also part of your application. I know it's a little confusing, all of the parts. That's why I'm here walking through it. You're going to answer these questions. It is fillable, right? So I can just easily type. So again, right, these are all questions you already just answered, but it's your name, your email, your phone number, your address, your school name, your date of birth, your GPA, your class rank, expected graduation date. That's a new one. So when are you expected to graduate? And this can be your best guess. This is, can be an educated guess if you don't know the exact date. And then how did you hear about Atlas, which is Discover You. And then this second section is your extracurricular activities. You're going to list any extracurricular activities that you may be involved in that includes but is not limited to sports, clubs, jobs you've held. And it's saying if you have held a leadership role in any of these activities, be sure to include the leadership role you served. So maybe the activity is choir. Your participation dates, you can put, the start of your freshman year until current or whatever. If you've had any leadership roles, if you've received any special honors or awards. So that can be, right, I remember being in choir and we would do solo competitions. So if you have done a solo competition and placed well, you can put that. The hours per week you participate, and then whether it's paid or unpaid. And you're going to do that. It gives you 5, activities. If you have done more than 5 activities, you're going to want to pick the top 5 that mean the most to you. And then also maybe the ones that you maybe have the most impressive leadership honors awards, or which ones you've participated in the most. And then here's the third section, it's a grit assessment. So these are asking you if you've ever taken like a personality test situation. These are asking questions like that. So for example, it says, I have overcome setbacks to conquer an important challenge. And here you're going to select, right, is this very much like me? Is that mostly like me? Is it somewhat like me? And you need to answer these honestly, right? It's easy to think, oh, they really, it's very much like me because that's what they want to hear. If that's if that's not you, you need to answer what is honest. That's what they're looking for. Be careful, right? If you select one and you're sitting there and you're like, actually, no, that's not me. You're going to have to uncheck the one. It does check multiple. So, before you submit, make sure you've only clicked one. Some more examples. I finish whatever I begin. Setbacks don't discourage me. I become interested in new pursuits every few months. That is very much me, right? I'm going to answer that honestly. And this is just this is a personal reflection piece as well. And then here we have the essay portion. So in 1,000 words or fewer, you're going to answer, what does it mean for you to be successful? What are the steps and or resources you need to be able to achieve success? Here it's saying, please include any unusual circumstances or obstacles you have overcome. Additionally, include information related to your post-high school plans, including college, interested areas of study, long-term career aspirations, and your interest in joining Atlas Scholars. And it's saying essays should be written in paragraph form. So don't just put one paragraph full of 1,000 words. They don't want that. They want your thoughts to be in paragraph form. So as always with essays, once you have your rough draft written up, you need to have, you can go to your flow advisor or a trusted adult. They can help you brainstorm ideas if you're stuck, but then they will be the ones that help edit your essays before you submit. And then here, it's your step 5, it's the Flipgrid video introduction. And then that is it for this paper application. So once you have this all answered out, right, remember we have to upload it as a PDF. So whenever you do that, you're going to hit File. You're going to do Save As. And see here, it's going to allow me to change the format that it's going to be saved as. So I'm going to look for PDF, and then it's going to change it. See, here it's different now. And how I would save this right is I would do, Presley Slauson Atlas application 2022 or whatever. Make sure you put your name in your title of the document. And then once you hit save, it's going to save it as a PDF. Here it would save it in my downloads, and then I would upload it. So once again, let's look at this online application, right? Basic information, we went through it. And then as you scroll down, right, here's where that paper application is going to go in that I just showed you. And then your transcript, which you can either find in like your student login information, or you can ask someone on campus. Let me confirm, go back here, make sure I got all the parts. Believe so, right? We did here was that paper application. We went through that. I showed you the letter of recommendation link where your transcript is going to be uploaded and made a note that unofficial is acceptable. And then your Flipgrid where you're going to go to do your video. So if you are applying to the Atlas Scholars application, I am wishing you the best of luck. As always, make sure you're using your Flow Advisor as a resource. And I hope you have a great one. Thank you.